Looks like we're live. Hey everybody, just finalizing my tech. Give me a quick thumbs up that you can hear me all right. Everything's coming through all right. I'm going to test on my end. We've got a good connection. That sounds good. Awesome. I'm pretty excited for today. We've got a lot planned. Kind of revamp the deck. Go ahead and give me a hello. Let me know if you guys had a chance to watch the recap video that after you registered. I sent you over to Donald Miller's kind of recap of StoryBrand. Let me know. I want to hear what your best takeaways, your best lessons that you've learned, whether you just watched that replay or that summary, if you've read the book. What are your favorite StoryBrand lessons? And I want to bring some of you guys on in the screen here. Let me make sure I've got that working. Comments. Here we are. I love it. Diane, sorry. Why is it? You aren't kidding. It's not letting me. Love it. Oh, cancel. Hey, Vanessa. I love it. Glad you're here. I'll send it at the end. If you guys, so Jim loves the one-liner. Diane says, the customer is the hero, not me. Let me see if I switch. Hey, Anita. Good to see you as always. I'm going to come over to this view and see if I can. There we go. There you guys are. I was just hiding underneath. Make these a little bit smaller so I can bring them in with my slides. Make the client the hero in the story. Don't confuse your prospects. Joanne says, I watched the video you sent, waiting to see what it's all about. Love it. Jim says that the one-liner is important. So let me go back to my iPad. And then, here we go. Now that's working. Diane, the customer is the hero, not me. Linda says it was interesting and showing me what I don't do. Thank you for the honesty, guys. We're going to do some tough love today, only because life is too short and your time is too valuable. So I want you, as always, to walk away with some really practical things you can start implementing in your business, on your website. I'm trying something different. So when I normally do that content that I sent you to, that Donald does, I can't record it. This one we can record. So if you're joining late or you want to rewatch, this one I will be able to record. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how do you take the StoryBrand concepts. I'll review, for those of you that are brand new to it, I'm going to review the basics. I'll also send out Donald Miller's kind of summary so that you guys can have that too at the end. But what I want to do today is, like I said, a little bit more advanced. It's one step farther. Once you've figured out your messaging, maybe you've done a brand script or you figured out some key ways to talk in your marketing, how does that plug into your website? I don't know about you. When I first read the book 5-6 years ago, I was so fired up. I went to go to work on my website. I was like, where does this go? How do I plug this into my website? It wasn't immediately obvious. And that's what I want to help connect the dots to today. So we're going to focus on website stuff. Okay. So some of you guys wanted feedback on your websites. Stick around to the very end. I promise to go through as many as I can. And all the while giving everybody really valuable practical tips. Because we all make similar mistakes, right? But Linda was so brave. She's a sticky customer for a sticky email, like a couple other things. Linda, if you're here today, kudos to you for being this brave. You added your website, but also said this. My website has come a long way in the 3 years I've had it and tweaking it, but I have someone else who does it. But it is not giving me business. Who can relate to this? She said, I get a lot of saw your website and the photos are great. Well, that's nice and all. I appreciate that. I'm glad they appreciate my work, but it's not putting any dollars in my pocket. which would help pay for my website person, social media person, and all the education I'm paying for, not even mentioning all of our equipment costs. Help. Who here can relate to Linda? I'm going to show you guys some really good stuff. Linda, I've made some custom advice and copywriting for you, kind of just taking some words that are hidden on your page and making them, putting them in the right spot, so to speak. So the really good stuff. Thank you, Linda. Thanks everybody for being here. Let's dig in. Lisa says, I can't wait to hear what I know and don't know. So great. Kim says, I can completely relate to Linda. Thank you, Kim, for being here. I love it. All right. So Rick Law says, one of the greatest challenges for photographers is to come up with written content for our websites. Too often we write from our own perspective. Oh, whenever I look away, it blurs. Okay. So as we get started, I want you guys thinking about where you're at on your journey. This is one quick tangent I want to test out on you guys. So you can start thinking about where you're at. I think one of the big mistakes that's happening in our industry is we all think that this is a one size fit all. I see this a lot in software recommendations online in private photography groups. Like, hey, what's the best blank for this? What's the best? And it's like everybody chimes in and fights over this. Like, you know what? There's no single solution that's good for everybody. And a lot of it is based on where you're at. So what I'm going to talk about today, use Megan DePiro as one of, I think, the amazing educators in our space. She's running, as many of you guys, she's open with her revenue. She thinks she's grossed over 500 grand last year just in photography and portrait and wall art. The things that work for her and the things that she can invest in her business as a result of being at this level is totally different than somebody who is at this level or is a hustler, right? Here's the thing that I want everybody to know across all of these segments of where you're at in your journey is every photographer that I talk to is struggling with fear. Like, am I good enough? Should I really be charging this much? Is my work good? Like, I think as you get into a pro, you start to grapple with this better. You're aware that it's always there. I heard this great quote yesterday that when imposter syndrome shows up, it means you're doing something interesting. It means you're doing something worthwhile. I've been doing this for 10 years and I still grapple with, what I have to offer valuable enough to other photographers. But I know that when that's showing up, that I'm onto something. The reality, I think the mistake is that thinking that maybe if I'm trying so hard to get to this next level, wherever you're at, we're all working really, really hard to get better. The difference, one of the differences, a better way to look at it is we're all spinning our wheels, right? And using the analogy of traction. And a beginner, when I was first getting started, I'd spin my wheels on 1,000 things. I would take pictures of anybody, anything, anytime, right? Where do you want me to show up? I'll drop everything, right? Sometimes money would come in and that was nice. It's justify spending all the money on my gear. And then I started growing the business a little bit, but it wasn't this connection. I'd work really, really hard and I wouldn't always make the money. Sometimes the money would come and I wasn't sure why, or whether this is money or leads or feedback or celebration. It was just inconsistent, right? I didn't know what I was doing that was working from a marketing perspective or from a business perspective. And the professionals that I know are the ones that have a really clear idea of they do some work and they know that they're going to get some referrals, or they know they're going to get some clients, or when they get a client and they get a booking, they know they're going to make some money, and it all becomes a lot more predictable. So I share this just to kind of step back, and we all have to be gentle with ourselves on where we're at on this journey, right? Okay, so guys, I'm Nate. Back in 2009, I was a awkward family portrait, high school senior photographer. I knew that I had to get referrals and word of mouth was vital, but I was so afraid to ask for them. Stumbled across a cool tactic to make custom apps as a way for my clients to talk about me and get referrals. It turned out being a pretty powerful tool that took me from awkward to fully booked very quickly. And I knew that I had to share this with other photographers, turned that into sticky albums back in 2012, and now into Sticky with a team of amazing people helping us empower photographers with marketing education and tools, and a suite of them, new tools I'm going to talk about today, helping over 9 years of helping photographers with their marketing. It's been quite a fun ride. As always, before I dig into the strategy today, even though big elephant in the room, yes, I own a software business, but I'm not going to talk a lot about software. I'm going to talk about the strategy and the tips and tricks you can take away today with any tool. All right, here we go. Let's jump in. So we're going to talk about fixing your website with StoryBrand. We're going to review the key messages. Okay. Number one, clarity matters over everything else. Clarity is so important. It's getting more important the busier we are, the shorter our attention spans are, right? We used to get away with a lot of stuff online because we didn't know what we were doing. Consumers didn't know what we were doing. We were sitting on we would shop for things for longer on a computer, but now everything's on our phones and we're doing 1,000 things at once. Part number two, you guys talked some about this. It's all about being the guide. Instead of being the hero, it's being the guide. And then finally, I'm going to talk about what next, how to invest your time and where you should invest your time. We all know that your time is your most valuable asset. We've got to be really careful on where we're spending it. Okay, let's do it. Number one, clarity matters. Okay, let's talk about the old way versus the new way. The new way is we've got to make our websites super clear. The old way, we spent a lot of time caring about if it was pretty and unique and it looked special. And trust me, I've spent so many hours back in the day tinkering with fonts and colors and my logo. Is it big enough? Is all of these things, right? The old way is, oh, you're here. It reminds me of like my grandma or my aunt or something at a wedding. And they're like, oh my gosh, well, I have you. I got all of these. I'm going to tell you everything I possibly can right now. I'm not going to let go. Like literally grab your arm and not let you go. That's the old way of marketing. The new way is abundant thinking, of knowing that less is more. The less we say is the best way to get to clarity, right? Just frankly, saving so much of the stuff we put on our websites. That's probably the number one takeaway, is we all have too much stuff on our sites. We need to take it off. Okay? Trusting that we're going to see them again, that you're going to build a relationship with them and show them everything you want to tell them eventually. The old way is thinking that we need a super unique design over anything else, when in reality, we as photographers have this great advantage that we get to be unique with our images. The thing that's going to set you apart from all of your competition is the thing you create, is your artwork, is your picture. And that's the main thing on your website, is your portfolio and your awesome images. That's what's going to help you stand out amongst your competition, not some creative website design where things are all over the place. And then finally, this is hard, and that's where I want to help today, is the words, not the creative design, but the words are what really help create clarity and compel your clients or potential clients to reach out to you. So let's talk about this, make it pretty versus clear. Donald uses this great example. This is a pretty website. It's gorgeous, right? Your journey starts here. Artisan and innovative solutions, like all of this stuff. I don't know who this is for. I don't know what they do. It's pretty. I almost feel like I'm stupid for not knowing what this is for, right? Okay, let's look at Megan DePiro. This is her new site. She actually hired a StoryBrand guide in her city to help build and write this site. Look your best every time. You deserve photos that make you feel beautiful and proud. I know exactly who this is for immediately. It's very clear, right? Donald says, when you confuse, you lose. We have to simplify, all right? Because all of us, all of the time, our brains are always doing two things. It's trying to survive and thrive, and then conserving calories, because we have limited attention, limited time, limited resources, right? So whenever we're looking at a website, and when I look at your guys' reviews in a little bit, we're all gonna ask this question: can this help me, and will it be simple? So this, I don't know if this can help me, and therefore I don't think it's going to be simple, because I don't know where to go. Like, do I learn more? Do I get started? What's the why start? This does not feel easy, right? Just looking at the hero, the very top of the website. Whereas Megan's site is look your best every time. I know if I'm the target client, I know it can help me, and I know where to start, and it is going to be simple. Okay. So that's making it clear. The next part is less is more. Like I said, this is our enthusiasm. It's well-intentioned, right? When we're working on our website, we get to spend hours and months and maybe even years on our websites, but a visitor is only there for a few seconds. And we're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. I've got all of this stuff. And then you get some clients, and I think I made this mistake too. You learn some things, and then you're like, oh, I wish they would have known this before their session. I want to make sure everybody knows that an 8x10 isn't going to work, or whatever little detail or fine print you have, right? Like, well, I'm going to go put it on my website. And we just keep adding things to our website. Like, while you're here, while I've got your attention, there's like this desperation. And it comes from a place of excitement and care. It's perceived as desperation. Okay. Common thing I've shown examples of before. I know many of you guys do multiple genres, but I keep kicking this horse. Just the difference of how overwhelming a homepage is when you have all of these genres versus having one. See what that communicates, the difference. It's your day. You deserve to enjoy it. I instantly know who this is for, and that this is going to be easier to work with this photographer versus the one that is all over the place. Okay. This is the tough love time. More content, whether it's more genres or more pages or more everything, it starts to be perceived as desperation. That you're like, oh my gosh, wait. Whereas the pros that I know, the hundreds of pros of photographers that I know day in, day out, the leaders in our industry, it seems like they have the same thing in common. They have less pictures in their portfolio and less genres they show, less content. Their websites get shorter and smaller the more successful they get. There's no accident there, guys. Less is more. Is this resonating, guys? Do you guys agree? Give me a thumbs up that you know that less is more. Let's talk about unique design. This isn't your fault here, guys. This is, I get really emotional and upset with the kind of the side effects of there being these giant billion-dollar companies spending millions of dollars on Super Bowl ads and ads everywhere. All of us, all business owners, not just photographers, that it should be easy to create a website that makes you money. That is a bummer, because the way they're making their millions, most people who are giving these big companies money don't even have their sites live yet, or it's not making them any money. But the ones who are making tons are these companies. Yes, they're great. They're really good at helping you build a stunning website, but that doesn't mean it's going to turn traffic into a lead or traffic into a booking or attract a customer that's going to hire you just because it looks great. That's what they are really good at. And creating the words on your website, that's really difficult. But the bottom line is this: regardless of your design or your builder or whatever platform you're on, people will only buy or book with you after they've read words that make them want to buy, right? Look at this difference here. This is a site we worked on with Rick Law. You deserve more than cookie cutter senior portraits. Look at how powerful those words are right away. And now let's contrast this with somebody who submit their website for review. Okay, this is the logo. It took me a second, right? Then there's another logo mark here Then there's menu items down here. I think I can click on this. I can click on the portfolio. I didn't know right away that this even said menu, that I could click on that. The way it's creative, it's pretty, but I don't get it. And then when I should be reading this first, this headline, I ended up reading that last just because there was so much stuff, right? So yes, we want to be different. Yes, you want to stand out from your competition, but not in the organization of our websites. If all websites start to here's newsflash, all the good ones, all the big ones are following this same format because our eyes read in a Z pattern all the way down the page, right? Logo, call to action, hero message, and then, convincing us to scroll down, right? Notice the difference, simplicity and consistency. You want, if all websites look the same like this layout, the same way that like dialing a phone the phone pad is the same for everybody. We want some things to be the same. And then within those boundaries, that's where you can stretch your creativity with the thing you're best at doing, which is imagery. All right. Okay. I get excited about that one if you can tell. Okay. Make it clear. Less is more. You need unique words, not a unique website. You need unique images and unique words. All right. Let's review real fast being the guide. You guys even said this. A lot of you guys said the client is the hero, right? You are not. Show off your clients and your client's story and their journey. Don't show off yourself and everything you've done. Showing off the awards. Nobody cares about your awards. Especially not first. If you've got awards, I care. Congratulations. Your peers care. I think that's awesome. Put that in your footer. Put that in your emails or in your blog or somewhere. Don't put your awards right above the fold. They don't know who the PPA is. They don't know who these organizations are. So that badge doesn't mean anything, right? They don't know. It creates confidence and status between each other because we know who these organizations are, but it doesn't say anything. It actually gets in the way of what your clients want to see, okay? They want to see how you can help them and how you've helped people like them, period. So show off your clients, all right? Yes, I can record this easily. All right, everything, the old way is to put as much as we can on our website and overwhelm them while you're here, right? Everything up front, because that's all we did. If we had anything to communicate, we just put on the website. But we actually want to take most of the stuff off and simplify it and break it down into other places, building a funnel. I'll explain that in a second. So guys, if you're meeting somebody, if I was to meet somebody at a meetup and they ask me, oh, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a St. Paul, Minnesota top award-winning portrait photographer, specialized weddings, families, high school, senior headshots, newborns, pets with over 15 years of experience. I don't think any of us talk like that in person. Why would we talk like that on our websites? But we do. There's so many websites I've seen whenever I do this exercise and ask for feedback, there's so much of this stuff above the fold, right on the top of the website. Modern aesthetic, vintage sensibilities. What? That doesn't mean anything to your potential client, okay? What I'm going to show, there's this, you guys, now once I've shown you kind of the StoryBrand way, you guys are going to start seeing it everywhere. There's over, I think, 400 to 500 StoryBrand guides who are building thousands of StoryBrand websites across all industries year after year. So you're going to learn to see them. Oh, this is a StoryBrand website. It's like seeing a new car and all the, anyway. This is a very awesome standard that you're going to see. And there's a reason why it's built this way. There's a simple process. Eventually in the website, you want to show them the simple steps to working with you, right? There's 1,000 steps to working with you, right? That in reality, you know that. There's the consult, the lead up, the choosing the location, the session itself, preparing for the session, what to wear, going over pricing, signing the contract. There's so many steps. But when you try to show all of that too much too soon, you scare people away because it looks like you're hard to do business with. It's going to burn too many calories to figure out how to start. So all you really need to do is show them that it's safe and worthwhile to take the first step with you. So you say, we have a simple process: book it, rock it, order it. Step 1 is schedule your consult, or let's chat, right? That's it. Simple steps. Bullet of information, too much. I can't stand my website now. Anne-Marie, it's okay. We're all learning. We're all getting better, okay? All right. So remember, this is just a recap. I want to hit the really high notes, and then we're going to dig into some real practical stuff. Part 3 is invest your time. So the old way is, again, to put everything, I call it the kitchen sink website, where you when in doubt, throw it there, right? Whereas now, have confidence that you're going to meet this person again, right? So your online marketing should always act from the same style and confidence and authenticness, that's a word, authenticity, as you would face-to-face with somebody. So going back to that in-person networking event, you're not going to just dump on them when you've got 5 minutes. You're going to say, oh, hey, it was super nice to meet you. Here's my business card. Or I actually wrote this email sequence that helps people, like if it's a newborn event, like over 10 years of doing newborn portraits, congratulations on your pregnancy. It's so exciting. I know there's a lot of anxiety around preparing and buying the right stuff. Over 10 years of being a newborn photographer, I've collected my favorite gadgets and tactics for helping soothe new babies. Would you like me to send that over to you, right? That is something you would say in person. So that's an appropriate thing to do on your website. Not to put all 10 tips on your website, but to let them subscribe to your funnel, to multiple pages, multiple steps, multiple emails, right? That you deliver to them over time, because the thing about a funnel is it's the time in between each interaction with you that's also building trust. Okay, I could go on and on and on about that. It's all about a funnel. For us, the old way is constantly distracted by shiny objects, new tactics, new tools, Facebook ads, this and that. And it's like, what can I do that's quick and easy? Well, if it's quick and easy, everybody would do it, and it's not going to work, right? You've really got to be careful with where you're spending your time in finishing the things that you're starting, making them live on your website, making them live as an email form, making your blog live, whatever it is. Finish what you start. Old way is going it alone. The new way is realizing how much easier it is to delegate. 5-10 years ago, if you wanted help, you had to hire a full-time studio assistant. And it was really expensive, right? That you're like, when's the right time to do that? Nowadays, you can hire incremental projects. You can hire part-time people remotely or in person to start sharing some of the load, helping you scale, knowing that you can't do all of it yourself. All right, so let's talk about where I see a lot of photographers spending their time. The reason why I bring this up is the punchline here, guys, is too many people spend time on their website because we don't know where else to do. We don't know where else to put it. We kind of hide from doing other things that, in my opinion, are riskier, but way more important. So if we look at the kitchen sink website versus a funnel, right? This is the journey our clients take from us being a stranger. And all of these tactics are partnerships, sticky albums, SEO, volunteering, donating things to a fundraiser, partnering with other business owners, all of these things, right? That's what turns people from, getting referrals. That's what turns strangers into visitors on your website, right? This is all a ton of work. It takes constant recurring work. There's some things you can do to automate, but a lot of it is a lot of work, right? And I see far too many photographers working on their website, how many of you, tough love time, how many of you have a live website plus a draft website from another company, from another builder, or another template that you've purchased that you haven't made live yet? Just say me. So many of us, it's safer, guys. I get it. I hide there too sometimes. It's safer to sit in front of our computer and tinker than it is to go out and ask a boutique shop owner out to breakfast, or to see how you can partner with them or how you can help them to build that relationship that's going to give you back 10x than any new website. Thank you guys for your honesty. I love it. I've been there too. So the key point here is, let's stop hiding, doing the projects that we just have to get done, get them done well, and then walk away, so that you can focus on building a funnel, doing these partnership activities, and then knowing that all of the stuff that we used to try to shove into our website, we can start putting them into our emails, into our pricing guides, into our consult calls, into other free tip guides or PDFs, whatever we want to send to people, so that we can work on the rest of the funnel. Okay. All right. So again, it's not your fault. The story I've shared already is, over time, you've kind of added new shelves. I love the bowling ball analogy. Each idea you want to give your client on your website is like asking them to hold on to a slippery bowling ball. But we have years, they have seconds, right? So we keep adding, okay, well, I want them to know this, I want them to know this, and then pretty soon it's bursting at the seams and it doesn't work, right? What you need to do is streamline it all out so that there's the bare minimum content on your website so they can hold those bowling balls, right? And then spread the rest out into a marketing funnel, right? Instead of everything on your site, this is the reason why I'm teaching this, guys, is like a security blanket. I know it's hard to switch. I know it's hard to take some of the content that you've put in your blood, sweat, and tears and vulnerability into your site. It's hard to choose what has to go. And it's easier when we know that it can go somewhere else, okay? Some of that content is not gone forever. It can be blog posts. It can be social media posts. It can be emails that we send out. All of this stuff you can still have, but it's not working when we try to have it all on our website, all right? You need a marketing funnel, not just a website. And there's no accident that Donald wrote Marketing Made Simple after. And so this is all about getting your website and your messaging and your words right. And then Marketing Made Simple is a really cool way of talking and teaching about funnels, just where to put the rest of the stuff, right? So you've got your one-liner, you've got your website, and then you need a lead gen, a nurture campaign, sales campaign. That's what that book is all. It's really good stuff. All right. So let's stop hiding in our website, tinkering with things that don't matter. All right. We want to make sure you're investing your very precious time carefully. Okay. Website reviews. I'm going to get to those in a second. But first, I want to show you guys some opportunities to delegate and get this done soon, all right? Because I believe deep down you deserve a website that works. So here's some of your options. Like I mentioned earlier, Megan DePiro had hired another StoryBrand guide. I'm a StoryBrand guide, recently certified, but there's a whole community of us. And I encourage you, if you're at that stage in your business, most of them start at about $3,000 to $4,000. And then depending on if you get the whole brand script revamp and then also a website, you're easily spending between $5,000 and $10,000, which I've invested in other guides myself for the sticky business because we are at that stage of a company where it makes sense to spend a percentage of our revenue hiring an expert. I know many of you aren't at that spot, so it's not going to make sense to spend $5,000 on your website right now, right? If you're a beginner making less than 20 grand a year, spending half of that on a website, that doesn't make sense, okay? Okay, so the other option is doing it yourself. But I believe this is why I went and got certified myself, is I want to create something better, a kind of a Goldilocks version in the middle that can help more photographers who are in the beginner and the hustler stage make that leap to professional, right? So the better way, where we're going to do this, is we're going to do it together in a group. It's called offering the StoryBrand website bootcamp. It's only 2 days. I'm going to give you step-by-step training. You're going to get accountability from me and my team, feedback from me and my team, and your peers. And then my team is actually building the sites for you, which is so awesome. And then you get the one-on-one training and one-on-one tech support. Once it's done, we review the page with you that we've created together, and then we help you transfer your domains and show you any tech issues you might have, right? So it's the StoryBrand Sticky built for you StoryBrand website bootcamp, all right? So here's everything included. It's a live bootcamp, 2 days next week, where I walk you through the 10 simple sections that you need on your website, okay? And I'm going to show you good examples and bad examples, formulas for how to write good stuff. You put it right into your worksheet. And then when you're all done getting feedback from us and from your peers, you upload it into a simple form, one step at a time. There's 10 simple sections I'm going to show you that you need on your website. And you upload those to us. My team does the rest of the work. Polishes it, finds any typos, and we proofread it, make sure there's no big mistakes, and we publish it. And then we build it all for you. And then you schedule a call with somebody on my team, one-on-one. We show you what's been built. We show you how to make changes, how to make copies if you want to make another page for another niche, and then give you a deadline. And then you show up a week or so later for your domain transfer call. And we're going to help you with the technology of transferring it over into Sticky. Or if you don't want to transfer into Sticky, you can use what we're creating as a wireframe that you can give to your existing developer, or you can use it as a way to guide you in fixing your website on your current platform. I love it. Okay. So all of that is only $5.99. It's our limited time beta price. You get the bootcamp, built for you website or wireframe, however you want to use it. You get 1 year of the website hosting. You get unlimited sticky folios. A year of unlimited sticky albums is thrown in as a bonus. And then after we've proven to you that this works, you get the option to renew at $2.99, and you keep the website live. If you don't want the website, then it renews at $1.99. That's the standard price now for unlimited folios and albums. All your choice. Okay, so if you guys are interested to learn more, go to stickybfy.com. Right? Anne Marie says, wow, Nate, I love it. So let me see if I have it here. Nope, that's the wrong one. I didn't have my close. stickybfy.com. Too many Y's. There we go. So that's in the chat. You guys can go there if you're watching the replay. If you've got a question, I'll show you what sticky albums are in a little bit, Linda. But this is where you go to learn more and grab this offer. I want to get into the website reviews here. I'll come back to any questions you guys have about this offer. So stick around if you want to learn more. But I want to really dig into what's included and giving you guys the feedback. Linda says, by the way, they have done some work for me already, and this team is amazing. Oh my gosh, Linda, making my day. You're awesome. All right, so the live bootcamp is next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Everything's recorded, so show up live if you want to interact with me. We have a total blast. But it's going to stay live in the private Facebook group where there's tons of interaction even after the live. You want to make sure you've got an hour. This will be just maybe a little bit over an hour with some housekeeping, how to do the training and how to participate and get feedback. And then this will be 1 hour. I'll let you know what times we're going to kick off and all of that stuff next week. Let's see. So yeah, that's the basics. So each time you can come back into the private group and then you're going to paste. I'm going to say, okay, go. Now draft the words, draft your headline or draft your simple plan section and paste it into the group. and get some feedback from everybody. And then the group feedback, the bouncing back and forth, the wordsmithing together, so much fun. It's a great way to make sure it just gets done. All right, step 2, once you get all of that ready, you just submit it to us. Just throw it over the wall. Here you go, Sticky. Give us your portfolio, your logo. I'm going to walk you through step by step, copy and paste the copy you've created. And then I'm just going to say just like this, just in a simple form. And then my team will proof it, make sure there's no typos or mistakes. We build it, make sure everything looks great. We're getting these done really fast. So once you send it to us within 2 weeks, typically, we are getting the draft back to you, and we're ready to jump on a call and show you everything we've built. And then the second call is the really important domain transfer call. This is just bananas, guys. The fact that we have one-on-one experts that are going to hold your hand through each of these little steps. There's the part that, frankly, you've got to do. I was going to talk about this later. I'm going to come back later. I'm going to say that one. Okay. So you get live one-on-one review and domain transfer call, because sometimes that can be tricky. Okay. My promise, as always, is I want you guys to have value today, whether you use our software or not. So I'm going to keep giving you guys some good feedback on websites that you can use today. Keep in mind that even if you don't want to move your site to Sticky, you can also use the thing we're building as a wireframe, so that you can go to your current web host or builder or your own tool and say, this is what I need on my website. It's the quickest way to delegate it or to get it done somewhere else. And you're amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. You get the built for you wireframe. Let's see, quick questions for those of you. You also get unlimited StoryBrand templates. This is the only way to get the new StoryBrand template inside of Sticky. And all of this is it's $5.99 today. And then you get your website / wireframe that you can use however you want to use. You can use it as your website, or you can use it as a wireframe. Get the boot camp. It's built for you. All of these other bonuses. And then 12 months later, if you want to renew, it's going to be $2.99. This is me just being transparent about what happens a year from now, okay? If it's not working, you can cancel all of it, of course. If you're only going to use the wireframe and you're not going to keep it live and build other sites, then your account would only renew at $1.99. You just do the folios and the albums. This is mostly for those of you that already have these tools. Know that we're going to take care of you. Make sure you're only paying for what you need. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go through a better version of that in a minute. Meredith said, I went from feeling completely overwhelmed about how to communicate through my website to a more streamlined process with a clear message. It was a no-brainer to hire Sticky to help me create my new and improved and more effective website. Their continued tough love enabled me to hone in and really focus on what message I wanted to communicate to my potential clients. Nate, Shannon, and the gang at Sticky took the hours, I love this, the hours and months-long delays it would have taken me to DIY my website and completed a sleek and stylish website in about 1 week's time. So we got it done that fast because Meredith was fast too, right? So there's a go between. As soon as you get us your stuff, my team's super fast. This is the one that really resonates. The way that Nate teaches works really well for me. He's organized, succinct, personable, and has great visuals. Some of you guys might know I've got my master's degree in education before I became a photographer. And so even as the founder of Sticky and all of the tech and all of the things I love doing, teaching people how to get the results they deserve out of their business is my passion. And doing it in a way so this used to be a 3-day training. We've shortened it to 2, right? Because I want to get you the same results in less time and be more succinct with just as much with much power. Man, yes, I agree. Shannon is a complete saint. I love it. Okay, I'm going to come back to this. Let's do some website reviews. Okay, guys? So when I start sharing some of these, remember the main feedback. Oh, if you guys are still here and you haven't submit your website, post it in the comments here. Let me see some websites. If you want me to take a quick look at it, I'll do everything I can to bring yours up. And when I'm looking at these examples, guys, I'm going to be reviewing from this perspective. In just a couple seconds, we can all look together how quickly, sometimes it's easier to look at somebody else's page than our own, right? How quickly can we put ourselves in the visitor's shoes and say, is this for me, right? Can this help me? And will it be simple? That's the main filter that we should always be looking at a website from. There's so many other marketing projects that we can do later. I'm going to do my best to not talk about those so that we can just get the website alone doing its core job, right? So remember, we're doing this because the brain is always asking ourselves, how can this thing in front of me help me survive and thrive, and all the while conserving calories, right? Our website, every idea we give on our website is asking the visitor to hold on to a slippery bowling ball, right? Here, I'm a wedding photographer, and I also do families, and I also do newborns, and you want to learn some more about me, I'm from this place, and I have this for breakfast, and we have all of this. In order to plan for your session, here's what we recommend you wear, and all of these things. We start adding all of these bowling balls, right? The problem we know is that once we've overwhelmed them with too much information, the visitor doesn't drop just one. They drop all of them, right? They drop all of them. And that's when they leave. That's when they ghost on you. Whenever we overwhelm our potential clients with too much information too fast, they'll ghost and they'll disappear. Not because they don't like you, not because they don't like your work, but because you've overwhelmed them. Okay? We need so this is what I'm going to see on a lot of the examples I'm sharing today is it's not a clear how or who you help survive and thrive. It's not clear to me who your who is, right? And the other big mistake is there's just confusing words or navigation that we want to help fix. These are my nitpicky technical issues that I see way too often on a lot of older sites. Let's stop putting text on a JPEG. Okay, it doesn't scale right on devices. It starts to look cheap. It looks pixelated or blurry, or it's too small. You need your text. All of the text on your website needs to be entered in as HTML so that it can scale and then it's always super sharp and readable. This is a big one. I just keep seeing it over and over and over again. This comes from this. It just communicates this desperation, right? Like, while you're here, I want you to see this. Maybe you don't like this one, but maybe you like this one. And then whether it's testimonials or our hero images rotating through. Like, no. When's the last time somebody's shown you something on their phone and like wanted to control the swiping for you? That never works, right? You want control. You want to read something, you want to swipe it, you want to move to the next piece of content on your own. You need to trust your users, your visitors, to know how to navigate your page without auto-advancing, without rotating things. When I'm reading an amazing testimonial and I get halfway through it and it rotates, I'm just like, well, okay, you've conditioned me to not read anymore because you're just going to move it again and I'm not going to read it. SSL is becoming a huge issue, guys. You need to have an SSL issued so you get that nice like lock symbol in the browser. All right, let's go back to Linda. She said she's doing all this work and not getting results. She even says that she's hiring somebody. I'm not going to throw stones. I have only empathy and love for the company that's helping Linda right now. But I want to show you guys kind of how to shop for help in getting this done. So here is Linda's site. It's not terrible, but it's not immediately clear who this is for, and that it's easy, right? There's some simple mistakes here, fonts that are hard to read, this menu with a lot of options at the top. And then the copy, welcome to Linda's Pet Photography. You don't need to say welcome, like people are just there. Providing pet photography in Southern California. That's not bad. Creative photography for dog lovers. We're getting there. But I want to show you, Linda, I grabbed this sentence down here, and I mocked something up for you. So what if, notice the difference. This is something I mocked up just real fast. Logo, simple call to action. Instead of book a call or book your session, I recommend something safer, simpler. People aren't ready to book within minutes of being on your site. That takes time. I recommend having a let's chat or let's schedule a consult, not let's book a session. People want to talk to you first before they book, and I assume you want to talk to them also. But check out this hero that I wrote for you. This was in a testimonial. There's so much. You learn this in the boot camp, guys. Writing copy is really hard, so we're always going to use formulas and shortcuts and templates, and you're going to use your clients' testimonials, because in your clients' testimonials are the best words you want to use, big and bold, on your site. Capture the spirit that brings you joy every day. Instantly, I know who this is for, and it's easy to work with this photographer. Portraits and wall art for dog lovers in Southern California who want to celebrate your one-of-a-kind special bond. I use a formula that I'll share with you guys in the workshop, in the boot camp, for how to write these. So it's not staring at a blank screen and trying to figure out what to say. You use a formula that's proven to make sure you're talking to what your client wants, what they care about most, and that how you can deliver it to them. So I got to bring up some of these examples here, and I'll share my screen. Let me know if this is helpful, guys. I hope we're digging into the good stuff now. Desktop share. Okay, you guys can see. Let me show you. Here we go. Here is Linda's site. So notice the slider. It's not as terrible when it's just the images, the portfolio images, but I would argue that a simple, static, really strong image is better. It just, boom, makes the impact, and then having a clear, simple sentence. So even this sentence, I want to capture that spirit that brings you joy every day. I think that's the hero. That's, instead of you saying, I want, you just say, capture. That's because that's what your client wants more than anything, right? They want you to capture the spirit, this bond, this special bond they have with their animal. And we don't need to use pretty cute fonts because they're hard to read, especially on small screens. There's just a lot of disjointed things plugged together, right? We don't want to talk about ourselves. So dog kisses fix everything. I think that's cute. Hi, I'm Linda, bold photographer, crazy. This call to action behind the camera, I'm not ready to learn more about this yet. I want to know what's the simple, easy way to get to work with you, right? Let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to share, but let me anchor this to another student's site that we built in the boot camp. So this is Patty Ignales, senior portraits, senior photos that stand out from the crowd, senior photography for fun, outstanding teens in and around Plains, Missouri, right? This is a formula you can use that Google likes and your visitor likes, so they instantly know they're in the right spot. Dramatic portraits, fun experience, images you'll love. That is what the client wants. This is not about you, the photographer. This is about the client and what they want. You deserve rock star images, quick testimonials, awesome gallery they can click into if they want to look more at the image, your gallery. There aren't hundreds. There's like 10 of the very best. That's all you need, right? And then there's this simple process. Book it, rock it, order it, schedule your consult. Not book your session, but schedule a consult. Grab a time to visit in person so we can customize your session specifically to you and your style. no more boring images. This is speaking to the client's pains, the fears, what they're afraid of, right? What next? Showing them that's easy, offering them some free tips and pricing, because you know that's people are hunting for. Senior portraits you are proud to hang on the wall. Okay, so I'm going to keep going back and forth between a website that is StoryBrand style and then some that you guys submit. So, Linda, check this out. I went to the bottom of your page here, and this is built by Symbian Design. Again, this is all about them. We create beautiful, functional websites and digital project solutions. I don't think this is beautiful, but it's functional, but it doesn't actually create you, the business. You said that they did what their website said they're going to do, right? They created a functional website, but it's not making you money. Is it responsive a little bit? Yes, they're managing your content and there's some SEO, but it's not help. This is all about things they've done, lines of code they've written and cups of coffee they've drinking. Nobody cares about that. We want to know what people can do for you, right? What they do for us. Okay. So Dultemeyer Photography, just a quick nitpicky thing I always notice. You want your logos to typically be PNGs. So the background will always blend in. This is a solid white background and a subtle gray. We're getting there. Family portrait artwork that captures who you are and what you mean to each other. That's pretty good. That is better than most that I've seen. Welcome. You did it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There's this section where sometimes we make the mistake. Donald Miller says, clear is better than cute. What are you looking for? This just confused me a little bit. I was like, it's a great image, but this headline doesn't speak to me or doesn't tell me how this is going to help me yet. Okay. I love that you're showing samples of wall art. Instead of just a sentence, you want to phrase it in something that, like your artwork, your photos belong on your walls, or your photos so great you're proud to hang them on your wall instead of letting them collect dust in a drawer or on a hard drive or on a thumb drive, right? So speak to what they want and help them avoid the pain. Let's see, enjoyable experience. Again, I think that sentence can be built out like, have fun, or know you're going to look your best, or feel confident. Trust your photographer to capture your best personality, your authentic personality, your love for your family. Okay, we go to this one. Jeff, I think this is a good example. Your work is solid. I don't think putting text on images, see how the sizes are all different, and they're going to look different and weird on different devices. And then having all of this here doesn't communicate to me that you're an expert. You're just offering all of these things, right? And then whenever there's big chunks of text like this, what this is saying is that this is going to take me a lot of calories to read. And I'm not convinced that this is worth me reading it. Therefore, I'm also going to jump to, it's going to be hard to do business with this versus, again, let's compare it to something like this, where this is the most amount of copy that is ever in one section, right? Nice and simple. We're not talking pricing yet. If they want pricing, they've got to ask for it. We've got to build that relationship and deliver it in a simple and clean way. All right. Joanna's digital images. Again, your work is solid, but having all of these different genres, again, it doesn't make you perceive. I don't feel like I can't confidently know if I'm shopping for a wedding photographer. I want to know within seconds that you're going to handle my wedding with perfection. If I came to your site and all I saw, check it out. I love it. You're using a subpage here where capture your wedding memories. Perfect, Joanna. That's fantastic. This is actually another sticky folio template where instead of sending people here, I think you would have so much more success sending them directly to one of your genres and then sending things to other people. I love it. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's see, Joanna. I think you've got some good. Your business deserves to be seen. Check this out. I didn't even click through until now. You've totally got this. I love it. You've got all of this good content. I think we just need to build the courage to get rid of this homepage. And in the past, Sticky Folios didn't have a really good page that could hold it all together. But the new StoryBrand template is perfect for this. If you need to add multiple links out to other genres, you can, but I'm always going to keep calling you to your greatest potential, knowing that you've got to just pick one, pick where all your revenue is, the majority of your revenue comes from, and make that your homepage. You're going to make more money. Every single photographer out of the hundreds that I've interviewed, the dozens that I've coached one-on-one that have focused on selling just one genre, their sales have always gone up. And yes, they still sell and do the other genres, but it's not live on their homepage, right? They sell it via their email list, via other pages on their site that are hidden, other ways, right? People just reaching out. Okay. Let's see here. McKenna, this is another example of an older style. I don't know how well this is going to look on mobile. It doesn't look like it's mobile responsive. That's a big one. You're just losing Google traffic on that one alone. You need a bigger place here for copy because the images are great, but you need words that are going to communicate how well you're going to help them, right? That you understand their problem. All right. Let's see. I was stuck and had no idea how to brand myself until I found your fairy godmother. My experience with your fairy. I think it's okay. This is an interesting choice to use testimonials as your hero statement. Again, just got to pick one because as soon as I read half of it, it flips away. That's really, really hard. Okay, here's an amazing one. Jennifer, I want to go back to my slides. This is you're doing so many things right. I'm going to talk more about those in a second. So let me know if there's anybody else that wants me to review something, post it in the chat. Let me go back to my deck. Here we are. Okay. Check this out. So Jennifer, I scrolled down, your hero's up here, and you've got bespoke black and white portraiture of your family. The question I want to ask myself, is this what your client wants? Are they searching for black and white portraiture of your family? Right? This is what you offer, but it's not necessarily something they're searching for and they're looking for immediately. Once they see it, they might want it, right? Your work is so great. So check this out. I went into your testimonials and I pulled out some words that I think you could use as your hero headline. She says, I've now worked with Jen and her husband twice. I love that. Most recently in their studio. Both shoots produced the most stunning works of art. So check this out. What if you've got your hero and oh my God, what a great strategy here. When you're putting images in your portfolio, you're doing both the full image next to a mock-up of the wall art in their house. Oh, chef's kiss. This is so great. Okay, back to the headline. You deserve stunning works of art for your family or of your family. Versus bespoke black and white portraiture. Another one I found in here, they go above and beyond. They're the only photographers that I trust to capture me genuinely and beautifully. Trust that your family portraits will capture you genuinely and beautifully. I think that's what this does, right? It's super clear. All of this works. Within seconds, I know that you can help. Like I have a family that each year I hire a photographer for family portraits. And I'm like, yep, this is for me and Jennifer can help. It's very clear instantly. Okay. And we contrast it with, I've already talked about the menu thing but Sabrina, I did the same thing for you where instead of going back to this, contrast that with this. What if I went into your testimonials and I grabbed some words. Let me go back to one here. It's so great. Sabrina took the most amazing pictures of my little family to celebrate our coming adoption. They came out fantastic. She absolutely is able to catch each one of the kids' personalities, even with meltdowns from my youngest. I love it. I love that sentence, right? That is one of, again, I know a lot of people, all my friends, everybody who wants to hire a family photographer, we're always so worried that our kids are going to act like pills, right? Or they're going to have a bad day. So what if this was your headline? Lean into what your clients care about, what they want, and what they're afraid of. You deserve family portraits that are good enough to hang on the wall, even if someone wants to have a meltdown that day. Like, oh my gosh, how great is that? Get family portraits that you'll love. I think those versus this, right? It's immediately, this is confusing. You want it to immediately be clear that you can help, okay? Can this help me, and will it be simple? That is the important part. So Rick said he was recently zipped through the boot camp. Said Nate's team was with us every step of the way, providing helpful advice, suggestions, and encouragement. Ultimately, this is great. It's our own words that end up in the webpage, which makes it all the more rewarding and confidence building. Okay, I'm glad I waited for this. So one of the things I want to talk about is even if you do go higher, if you're at the stage, if you're making $100,000 a year in top line revenue, I think it's worth it. Go hire a guide in your city where you can dedicate a whole day to getting a brand script and they can work on a funnel for you. Invest in a StoryBrand marketing system if you've got that capital to invest, right? Here's the thing that when I look back, when I've hired guides myself, it's still, people can't write for you. That's the thing. We want to delegate as much as we can, but you can't outsource you in the way you write, right? People, in order for me to write well for you or anybody to write well for you, we've got to sit down and get to know you, right? And so that's the irony, is you spend a bunch of money on a one-on-one consultant, and it's going to take you a few hours to sit down and really let them understand your brand, your personality, your customer. It's all worthwhile work. But in the boot camp, we figured out a way to shorten it. So it's only, you give us 2 hours, 1 hour each day. You hunker down, fill out our formulas, because all we're worrying about is your website right now, okay? Laser focused. Use this formula, use this template, use these examples, and give us this little section for your website, and we are going to handle the rest. And if you get stuck with anything, you post it and get feedback from your peers, but I'm going to show you how you can use your own words. This is a long rant on me saying that at the end of the day, even if you hire a $10,000 expert, you're still going to have to give them a day of your time, okay? It's still going to come from you some way, and I've figured out a formula to help you extract those words from within you and from other places that you already have it, so that you walk away with this confidence, knowing you can use these words other places also. This is an absolutely different type of training because at the end of the day, you get a completed website that emotionally connects with your clients. So yeah, it's a mixture, right? It's not just training. How many of you have invested in training that's way more expensive than $5.99 and you haven't even finished it yet, right? We want to start realizing that just because something's short doesn't mean it's less valuable, right? There's the old way of online training. Remember the good old days where you'd get a full weekend of like 36 hours of training for $99 or something? And then a couple months would go by and you're like, I only watched a couple hours of it. The real value is in the cutting room floor, is the succinct formulas, templates, training, only having you focus on the little parts that matter. And then having my team actually do the mundane, hard, complicated, technical part of building it, assembling it, and getting the draft done and ready for you. Using the most powerful hack I've ever learned is when you hire somebody to do something for you, it's a great way to make sure it gets done. Okay, it looks like we've got a couple people that signed up already. Kudos. I'm so excited to see you in the group next week. If anybody's still not sure, let me know what's holding you back. I want to know right here what you're concerned about. So Diane said, can we stick with Squarespace if we want? 100%. What you will get is a live site that's hidden from Google, so nobody can see it but you, and that's your wireframe, okay? And you can choose. Do you want to use Sticky and the rest of the tools, or do you want to take the wireframe we give you and copy and paste it into Squarespace? Totally your choice. Okay, Joanna says, I wish I could buy this training without paying for folios, which I already have. So that's you are. I'm giving folios away for free in this price. The $5.99 is the training. There's no other way to get it. I'm just giving people folios. Thank you so much, Joanna. I love you. You're an amazing, loyal, Sticky fan. But this is simply, you're paying for the training, the help, the one-on-one consultation with my team, 2 one-on-one calls with my team. There's some couple bonuses that are coming with it. Great question, Diana. A wireframe, it's like, sorry, you're right. I shouldn't use that word. It's what a web designer would ask for if they're just building a site for you, right? They're like, okay, like I've hired an expert designer, but they're like, okay, send me over the wireframe. It's just the words. Where do the words go in the order on the page? So that's what our website, our finished website can be used as, just like a wireframe, which are the instructions you could give to somebody to build it out in Squarespace or for you to do it yourself. Sorry for using industry jargon. Kim, will we teach you? Not necessarily, because it's just copy and paste. You know how to do it. What we're going to teach you is the order. Let me go back. Let me show you. This is for both of you. If I go to desktop demo, let me bring up my examples again. So this is Angela's site. So whether we like exported this as a PDF or this is can be used as a wireframe. This is what you would get. It wouldn't be live on your domain yet. It'd be a sample so that you could give it to somebody for their instructions. So this is what my team is good at using. It leaves no guesswork, so that if you were to give this to somebody, to any other website helper, they could make this site on any platform, right? Very simply. Or you could just make it live and leave it on Sticky. That's why I call them the same, wireframe versus a website. So if you wanted to move this into WordPress, there's nothing groundbreaking we're really making here. It might be tricky in some templates to build like this 3-column section with a button and having the numbers there. But this is what it should look like. This is the standard that helps show people that you're simple. Like there's a simple process to working with you, right? All right. Diane, what time? I haven't decided. I think it's going to be, it's just going to be an hour. I'll let you know. I'm going to send out welcome emails to everybody first thing tomorrow. Everything's totally recorded. So don't worry about missing it if you can't make it. We'll be interacting and supporting everybody in the workshop. Can someone give me a call? I have so many questions based on what I already have with Sticky as well. Easily, it's included. You already signed up. You're in. You're going to get that call. That's what the strategy review call is really helpful for a lot of existing Sticky customers. We're going to log into your account with you. We're going to review what you have built. We're going to review this page we just built for you and help you prioritize how to use the rest of your Sticky membership, whether it's Sticky albums or folios or other pages. We're going to review that with you on your call. All right. Let's see. Okay. Keep these questions coming. Really good stuff. Let me back up. A couple last things I want to share. Anybody else wants me to look at your website? If you're brave enough still. Okay. I've been doing some tough love. I want to share something that was really mind-blowing for me and foundational to me creating this program too. So words matter, period. Trust me, I've spent years as a photographer buying different templates and styles and fonts and designs. And there'd be times where I would have sections of my new template that I purchased that with like lorem ipsum, with like fake copy in it. Because I hated, I'm dyslexic, I've got ADD, I hate writing. I hate it because it's so hard, right? But the reality is it's the most important thing on your site. People, you don't need a lot of it. That's the good news. But the words you do have, they need to be clear. Because people will only book with you after they read words that make them want to book. All right. So check this out. I was listening to the Tim Ferriss podcast. Jerry Seinfeld was the guest. Amazing writer, comedian. Everybody knows who he is, right? He's sharing this story of how his now college-aged daughter is in a creative writing class. And she comes home and she's going to lock herself in the room and do 8 hours straight of homework for writing, right? And this is what he had to say. And it really, I keep quoting it and sharing it with other entrepreneurs on a weekly basis. He says, I was explaining this to my daughter. She's frustrated that writing is so difficult because no one told her that it's the most difficult thing in the world. The most difficult thing in the world is to write. People tell you to write like you can do it. Like just, here you go. Like you're supposed to be able to do it. Nobody can do it. It's impossible. The greatest people in the world can't do it. What you're summoning, trying to summon within your brain and your spirit to create something onto a blank page is not easy. Okay, that's point number one. This stuff is hard. Okay, so the fact that you haven't nailed it yet, don't beat yourself up. Everybody struggles with it, even the best writers. And the other analogy he makes is like, hang on. So if you're going to do it, you should first be told what you're attempting to do is incredibly difficult. One of the most difficult things there is. Okay? So that's why included in the 2-day boot camp is not a blank sheet, right? That is the worst. Looking at an empty blank page blinking back at you. Templates, examples, copywriting formulas. I've got this great formula where it's almost like filling out a Mad Lib. Remember how fun those are? Where you just write adjective, noun, whatever. I give you the formula, where to look, where to find those words, so that you are not having to do this on your own. You get swipe copy and examples, support, feedback from me and my team and your peers. It's so fun. You have this project has a clear beginning and end, so you're not just wondering where to go, wondering when it's done. You're going to know, and there's going to be clear deadlines to make sure this is live. Okay, a couple more questions. Yes, Diane, when I send this replay out later today, I will send you guys links out to the samples I was showing today, all right? Will this template be available going forward? Once you sign up for the boot camp, that's the only way we're giving people access. Because, like I was just saying, just giving people the template, it's too hard. You're gonna get stuck. If I just gave people this template inside of Sticky Folio, they would still be discouraged because writing the right words in that template is still really hard. So I've shrunk it down to the shortest amount of training, the shortest amount of support so that you can get the right words inside of this template. But Joanna, so right now I think you've got unlimited sticky folios and emblems, so your account is currently renewing at $199. Ongoing, bumping you up to unlimited StoryBrand website templates or pages is only going to go each year now from $199 to $299. So it's only $100 more a year for unlimited StoryBrand websites inside of your account. Okay? Absolutely. There will be future trainings of 100%. There's another cool one I've got I'm going to talk about next. Let me first talk about Laura. Keep these questions coming, guys. If anybody is on the fence, I want to know here, ask your question live so we can address it. Laura says, wow, being a photographer and running your own business can be hard. There never seems to be enough time in the day. Having tools that make this easier is not only amazing, but necessary in these fast-paced times. The entire StoryBrand Bootcamp experience has been wonderful. My questions were answered quickly. The course made it easy to understand and build out. I really liked having the private Facebook group so that we could all help each other with each step. Having another set of professional eyes on my copy and images was so valuable. They put all the pieces together into a single website that I know will help me nurture and book clients. I love it. I'm so excited to work on another. So once you get access to this, you get unlimited. So if you are determined to offer multiple genres and other niches, you can copy this page and then drop in words and images for your other niches. You get access to the whole thing. So Laura, I think, already has a second one built, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're on the fence, guys, take the leap. Okay. I'm here to catch you. If you get into the training, after you finish the first day of work and you realize, nope, this isn't for me, I will refund your money. Okay. If for some reason, after you complete the first day of training and you're like, whoa, this is too much, or it doesn't make sense, or it's too hard, the templates don't work for me, whatever it is, I'll refund your money. Once my team has built the site for you, refunds get a little bit trickier, but I will make sure to make this right for you. Okay. I want you to have a website that you love. Okay. Okay. Joanna says, I do love the templates. I love it. All right. Let me see. There was something else I wanted to share. Where is it? I think I had a couple other. It was up here. Nope, I did that already. Oh yeah, here we go. The bonuses. Glad I remembered. So let's go back to Meredith. She says, I went from feeling completely overwhelmed about how to communicate through my website to a more streamlined process with a clear message. It was a no-brainer to hire Sticky to help me create my new and improved and more effective website. Their continued tough love enabled me to hone in on and really focus on what message I wanted to communicate to my potential clients. Nate, Shannon, and the gang at Sticky took the hours and months, I said this one already, completed a sleek one in about a week's time. Okay, wait. Yes, Rick says, we struggle with articulating how we help our ideal clients or how we solve problems. Guys, you are problem solvers. If you only think of yourself as someone who takes pictures, that's a commodity. Everybody takes pictures. The real professional photographers solve problems for their clients. And I'm going to help you figure out what those problems are so that you can put it on your site. That's what people will understand and connect with. As photographers, we are great at creating images, but fail at coming up with good copy that emotionally connects with our audiences. The bootcamp not only does a great job, okay, I talked about that. Bingo, here it is. Special accountability bonuses. Okay, some of you might be thinking, what about traffic? Once I get a nice site, I still don't have any traffic coming to my website. Let's see, Jim says, StoryBrand really works. I've been studying it and implementing on my website over the past year. I love it. Congrats, Jim. I couldn't agree more. It's just such a great standard to follow versus guessing, right? And too often we look to peers, we look to other places, it's just kind of fumbling along. Okay, so the bonus is when you upload all of your content, you finish the 2 hours of training, get some feedback from your peers, upload your content within the next 14 days, or within 14 days after the training, right? So the training will be done on the 1st. So you've got 2 weeks to, please get it to me before then. But if you do, you're going to be entered into a drawing where I'm going to do a bonus training after this. That's kind of that 3rd week where I'm going to run through reviewing as many sites as I can who've submitted their sites, helping you polish and take your copy that next step where you're going to use the formulas and everything. And I'm going to, whoever finishes it on time is going to get that much extra help directly from me. in a live follow-up workshop. If anybody doesn't quite get it submitted by then, you still can attend that workshop to see how I'm polishing, see how I'm thinking, seeing how we can make your words that much clearer and that much more powerful. Okay? The next one, when you then get your site, all of your stuff to us, we proof it and it's built, and you join your last call and you switch your domain over, or you switch your content to your own host, however you want to do it, and it's live within 30 days, then you get to join my Double Your Traffic workshop. I'm going to go through 7 proven tactics without using advertising, without paying for Facebook ads. I'm going to walk you through step-by-step real tactics that work, drive traffic to your website. Okay? Because I want you to be done, right? I want your website to be done so you can stop working on it, stop tinkering, and get out there and do the things in your business that are going to really matter. From using social media in a way that doesn't make you hate social media like I do. How to get your clients posting about you on their social media. I'm going to show you templates and tricks on how to do that, how to use video, how to set up your Google My Business and some other SEO hacks beyond your website itself. If you don't like blogging, that's okay. I don't think you need to. If you do have a blog, I'll show you how to use it correctly. But I'm going to walk you through that. So there's a reason why we're doing it in that order, guys. Let me see if I can. So I'm going to write on here, I'm going to kind of a doodle. So there's your website here, right? You want to know how well you're turning before we get, actually, no, I'm going to go to this one. I love this one. Here we go. Okay. So remember, there's getting strangers to your website, and then there's turning website visitors into leads or building that relationship, eventually getting them to book, and then profitable. Okay. All your website does is turn a visitor into a lead. That's all it does. The rest is something else. We've got another funnel that we can work on afterwards for your pricing and nurturing people if you want, but all your website can be totally simple. And then you can work on all these other things. Okay. Point being is you want to fix your website first before you start working on traffic. That's why I'm saving this Double Your Traffic workshop until after your website's live. Like, it's almost, why would we want to throw a party before we cleaned our house, right? I love throwing, like, now that people are getting vaccinated and we're in Minnesota, we're doing all right. It was so nice for a little while to have people over, or even outside on the back porch, whatever it is. But like, I missed it so much. I missed having people over because it was a great excuse to clean the house. You always clean your house before you invite people over. So let's clean up your website so that you can confidently know you're going to turn those website visitors into leads, into inquiries, into consults, into bookings first. Then I'm going to help you tackle traffic. Okay? I hope that rant was helpful. Okay. They work great with SEO. Frankly, the days of doing SEO tricks are gone. You want to build a page that is good for people, and Google likes that too. It's mobile friendly. It loads super fast. All of the different words we're using are really good for ranking in Google also. And then in the traffic workshop, I'll walk you through all of the other places. It's turning out that most of the SEO you've got to do is this short checklist of things off of your website, making sure that you've got an address on your Google My Business, and different ways to set that up are so much more important than some things on your site. Making sure it's mobile friendly and it loads fast. All of these basic things are just kind of handled. Okie dokie. If we already have all the sticky stuff, how does it work? The money part. So yeah, just use the link I sent you, that we posted, stickybfy.com. You sign up today. It's a one-time payment of $6.99 today. And that covers the training and everything we've talked about. And then On our call, your review call, we will also go through your account, making sure that you're clear on what's active, what access you have. Do you have emails, folios, all of the things, right? We want you to know exactly what you have, when you're going to get billed for. Everybody, we have all kinds of loyalty discounts baked in. The more you have, the more discounts you get. Super complicated to build in the back end, but it's really easy to have that conversation on your one-on-one review call when we're showing you the page/wireframe that we built. Diane, thank you for all the questions. I know it's fun to get these. This is why people show up live and you get all of this handled. All right. What time is it? 4:30. Whew, that was just fun. Thank you guys so much. Anybody else not sure about what's included or how to sign up or what they do want to do next? Let me know. I've got one more thing I could close with. I'll make sure to send out examples of the sites. I can show some more here too. Send a link to sign up. Linda, you rock. Okay, so it is Sticky BFY. Just type that into your browser. If you're not seeing it in the link, Shannon can post it again in the comments. Sometimes, depending on whatever device you're joining on, where did it go? I have it written somewhere. StickyBFY.com. Here it is. Okay. Type that into your phone, to your browser, to wherever you're at, and it'll take you directly to the page. Nobody's asked for payment options yet, but let me show those quick. So I'll go to desktop. Move this over here. StickyBFY.com. Okay, so let's review. 2-day workshop, next Tuesday and Wednesday, okay? Everything is included here. Here's the bonus traffic workshop, 7 proven tactics to double your website traffic in the next 6 months without wasting your money on ads. I'm so excited for that training. The only way you get to show up is if you finish your website. Nobody needs a traffic workshop until their website's done. Tough love. Yes, Linda says, so here's my question. If I fire my current website person, can you hire me? I really sincerely I think your website person should attend and go look into getting certified through StoryBrand. But in the meantime, yes, you can save that money and hire my team. Okay. So here are, if you choose 3 payments of $211, it does all of the math for you here. It shows you if anybody needs to space it out into smaller payments, you can do it that way as well. We see your email address, credit card number, and you're good to go. Okay. I'll send out confirmation and Diane, sticky email is not included in this package. Sorry. This is just, you get folios and albums and the StoryBrand template pages. If you do have sticky email, the price for all of this stuff does come down. So let's not boil the ocean, okay? Let's get one thing done at a time. Remember, we've got to focus. I promise you this is the best thing for you to focus on right now. Let's get your site clean and done. There's a couple people here. Who does Angela have it? Let me see if I refresh the page. I dismissed it, so I have to open up an incognito, I think. A couple of these people do have sticky email on their sites, so I can show you what that looks like. I scroll down. Is it on there it is. Okay, cool. So Angela's got the 7 tips to beautiful photos that flies out here. So yes, it plays nice with sticky email, of course, and other email platforms. But let's worry about that after you get your site done, okay? And if you're ready, we've got a couple different options. We can build, somebody else mentioned earlier, we've built pricing guides and email funnels for people that it's a perfect kind of combination to where you've got your website and your funnel and everything already built. But let's stay focused, okay? Get one thing done at a time. Yep, thanks, Shannon. You rock. Okay. I'm losing my voice a little. This is so fun. Let's see. Anything else? There's one more thing I was going to show, I think. I'll give you guys one last chance to ask questions. So I'll teach one more section I've got on my slides here. Anybody who's still hanging out, you guys are awesome. I'll send out the replay in a little bit once I get this done. Let's go here. Okay. Done. Linda, you're awesome. I cannot wait to see you in the workshop next week. It'll be a blast. Nate, I have to ask, is there a lifetime? Not yet for lifetime. We're always adding the recurring membership as bare bones. Lets us continue to invest in keeping our infrastructure rock solid, hiring the best developers, all the best things. Okay, we'll see someday. But we'll make sure to review everybody's accounts, making sure that you're getting all of the loyalty credits that are owed. So as we wrap up, let's close down with, remember guys, with StoryBrand, our website visitors and the people we're trying to market to, we're all super smart. We can remember a lot, but it's a bandwidth issue. And when we're trying to put all of the information that we want to say in one single spot, it's too much, right? And it just doesn't fit. It's kind of like, you want to imagine that all of your website visitors are on dial-up. They have huge hard drives, but really slow connection speed. We need to give people information really slowly. Then we need to spread it out really slowly. That's what a funnel is for, right? So what about a website? Well, that's the whole StoryBrand idea, is that the way we go to a movie, we don't brainstorm, we don't check out, we don't get bored, because it's a formula. Story is a formula of information that just like hijacks our brain. The lights go out, we sit in a movie, and boom, like, oh my gosh, we can sit there and only think about other people and other stories, because it's easy for us to put ourselves and live in that story. So it's a sense-making device. And what that means is we can use the story formula to structure our websites so that you can fit as much information as possible, right? We're going to take out everything that doesn't need to be there and should go other places later, and put just the vital stuff using the story formula that comes from the StoryBrand messaging filter, right? We're going to it's all based on that formula, right? So we're taking everything that you may have worked on in a brand script and plugging it into the right order on your website, okay? All right. So let's see. Kim says, the websites you're showing all look very similar. Are there other looks? Great question. Yes, there are. Anita, that split payment helps. Broke my wrist and can't work I'm so sorry. Rebuilding my website might be a good thing to work on. Oh, so sorry about your wrist. I'm glad this has helped. And Anita, it'll be so great to see your face in training. Thank you for being such an awesome participant. And I've seen you along this journey for a long time, so it'll be great to see you in training. Hopefully it's not your dominant wrist, or at least hopefully you can use your mouse okay. Kim, let's do it. We've got, let's see, a couple minutes left. Let me put this here. I think what's the fastest way? I'm going to log into the builder. I don't normally do this, but you guys are awesome. And I'm in the wrong kind of a window. I don't want to log in that way. This is a good reminder. Nope, not staging. Builder. I'm going to include this in our in the next time I do this. To move to a client account. So here's some other examples. These are all of the other people that were in the boot camp last time. Let's go check out Angela's again, and I'm going to tinker. Oh, I don't want to just open it. Let's open the actual editor. Okay, I've got to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. Joanna, if the fact that it's next week is bumming you out, as long as you can get to it within the week after, I think you'll be just fine. I will be offering this boot camp again. Might not be for a month or so, but yeah, I think it is great to be able to participate, and we narrow it down to the most important. It's only an hour each day, and then you get to participate in the group. Vanessa said, I broke my wrist for last year. Couldn't pick up getting stuff like this done while you can't shoot is a great idea. Thank you, Vanessa, for that group support. Okay, I've got to figure out how to share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys what this template looks like in the builder. All right, so as always, some of you are familiar with the builder. If I go in here we've got design options. So you can choose we integrate with Google Fonts. So there's so many different fonts. We'll very quickly, I'm going to randomly grab one that might be really scary. I recommend using some that look good, but that can instantly add a unique style, especially if you work with a designer and you've got a font that captures your style. But the easier, fun thing is the shale. We've got shale, onyx, and riverstone, and then you can invert any theme. So let's just invert this one, and it just makes it dark and light. With one click, check out that. Now, isn't that cool? So if your brand is darker, you can customize the image color. Will automatically choose a color that works with you. Let's go over to onyx. This is going to be a little bit. Again, we follow the same proven tactics, but then it's got a little bit different feel. You guys can do this with just a click of a button. This is all non-destructive, right? You can just jump back and forth, choose one of these different styles, looks and feels, and we've still got the core structure that's going to be awesome. But remember, I say this with love, this design is not the difference maker. I know that we all want to make sure we feel unique, but the thing that is so unique is your images and your words. That is what's going to help you stand out. None of your clients, so few of your clients, I should say, are looking at all of these different websites side by side. And if they look similar, it's okay if the web design is similar. That helps them understand the words easier, right? And understand the call to action. If there's a call, every photographer's website had a simple call to action here in the top right, that would be a good thing because everybody would know what to do next, right? Okay, this was fun. Cool. Joanna said, catch it next time. I'll try to some of the ideas. Awesome. Good stuff, Joanna. Thanks for being here for the training. You guys rock. I'm going to head out. If you have any other questions, as always, you can email us at support@stickyalbums.com. I'm going to get the replay up and out later this evening. And you can always just reply to that email or send an email directly. That'll get through immediately to support@stickyalbums.com. Thanks, Shannon, for your help today, as always. And I will see you guys in training next week. Cheers.